show. Turn it up loud, let the whole world know. Straight out of Ruston, repping on the flow. Dallas Cowboys on my chest, let the star glow. Bugs got the podcast, speakers on blast. Talking about the game, every moment gon' last. Snaps in the back, bass hitting low. Crowd in the stands, watch the energy grow. Cowboys Nation, ride or die crew. If you doubt the star, we coming for you. Told you so. Yeah, I told you so. When them Cowboys win, everybody know. I told you so. I told you so. From Ruston to Dallas, let the fire blow.
You know, what did you expect? I know y'all was listening to all the commentators across America. Y'all was doubting the Cowboys to put up a fight. You kept thinking that Michael Parsons was going to come in Dallas and steal the show and prove Jerry Jones wrong. Well, I guess the Dallas Cowboys told you so and showed you so. What an offensive explosion my Cowboys put up this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, glad you're tuning in, checking out the I Told You So weekly podcast. Because that offensive explosion was something that I told you guys about back in July. I told you the Cowboys may be a new version of the best team, the fastest team on turf. But nobody wanted to pay attention. Okay, so Green Bay had what they call one of the best defenses in the NFC, or is it in football? Well, the offensive explosion from the Dallas Cowboys showed that you better take a look at the Cowboys offense, because we did all of this without CeeDee Lamb. Think about it. All of this offense, we put up 40 points. We put up a 40 burger on what was considered the NFL's elite defense. The Cowboys put up 40. And y'all talk about my quarterback so harshly. You talk about my quarterback. You cut him down. You want to listen to what the media say, oh, Dak's not it. Oh, Dak's not that. But Dak Prescott put on an all-pro performance in front of America with all the cameras watching, because they was watching and the haters was watching thinking that Dak was going to fall. But Dak, he proved them wrong. No, I'm not celebrating a tie. Because like we said and laughed about, ties like kissing your sister. And we don't want to have none of that. What's going on, Raymond? Yeah, Dak balled out, but the people don't want to give Dak that kind of credit. He had the ball, putting the ball on the numbers, putting it where it was supposed to be. And the great thing about it is he stayed out of the grasp of the Green Bay front four. People tuned in, they say Dak was going to get, manhandled by Parsons. Oh, the Green Bay pass rush, look what they've done since they got Parsons. Well, look like Dallas offensive line proved them wrong. And the thing about it is, we was working with replacements at offensive line. From the center to the guard, even had to move a tackle or two throughout the game. But everybody was looking at Parsons to dominate. What's going on, Rodney? But my thing is, Michael who? For real, Michael who? Jerry told you exactly what he was going to do to Michael Parsons. He knew he was on the field. Now, you got to give Schottenheimer a hand clap. That was a great offensive scheme that Schottenheimer came up to face Michael Parsons. Yeah, Michael Parsons is listed as a premier pass rusher, not defensive end. See, that's where y'all got it twisted. Parsons is a premier pass rusher, but the offensive scheme that Schottenheimer came up with, it neutralized it. It had him grabbing his back because they was taking shots in his rib cage when he was being double teamed. But we didn't really have to double team him much. If you notice, Guyton was on him on a couple of snaps. We even brought in Nate Thomas out of University of Louisiana Lafayette. put on them in a couple of snaps, and they held their ground. And that sack at the end of the game, quote, sack, unquote, that wasn't a sack. That gained a yard. But to make it a little bit more media frenzy, they said yeah, it was a sack, Tahishi. You saw it. That wasn't a sack. Everybody in America saw that. But y'all all doubted Dak Prescott. Remember when I told y'all, what would we do without Dak? We had to rely on Cooper Rush. You want to talk about what would we do without Dak? I don't want to see Joe Milton in the game. Why don't y'all give Dakota Prescott his props? I'm gonna talk about that Tahishi in a little bit. Now that was a great play, but it was no sack. The media want to give Parsons a sack, but when they judge it in a couple of more days, they're gonna take that sack away. That was a good tackle from the backside. Now, had Dak scored that touchdown and the Cowboys would have won, you have to understand the things that I face in barbershops across the Metroplex. I went into the barbershop and they kept talking about, you know, Green Bay winning, Green Bay doing this to Dallas. Oh, Parsons finna come in and make a mockery of the Cowboys to make Jerry look bad. Well, I kept letting them talk, and then finally I said, why don't we just turn the tables and say, what if Dallas win? Well, the good thing about it is Dallas didn't lose. Now, that was a good point on my side because they had to change their story. Everybody was counting out the Cowboys. And you got to look at the players that were stepping up. Ezra Raku, man, it was a great showing on Sunday night. Not only Ezra Raku, like I said, Nate Thomas from University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Y'all didn't see him at tackle, keeping Michael Parsons at bay? See, the Cowboys made some good pickups and some great additions that you guys don't even pay attention to. Go back and watch the film. They frustrated Michael Parsons because he couldn't get to Dakota Prescott. And when he thought he could get there, the ball was already gone out of Dak's hand. Rodney, you're absolutely right. I hope we never get to see our backup quarterback. And not being able to see our backup quarterback means my offensive line has to keep Dakota Prescott upright. Long as they keep Dak upright, I mentioned months ago that Dak possibly could be the comeback player of the year, but Dak can be thrown in the argument now as a front runner right now for the MVP of the NFL. Now, if we paid Michael, what you say, Tahish? If we paid Michael, would y'all be a player? No, simply because we wouldn't have been able to play the other players that are needed right now in order for the Cowboys to mold as a team. See, we took 5 people out of that Michael Parsons one deal. That's the thing about it. That's why I'm telling Jerry Warren, yeah, we let Parsons go. We don't have to worry about Parsons no more throughout the season, hopefully, unless we both make the playoffs and we face each other. So, no, I can't tell you that we will absolutely be a playoff lock because we still be stuck in the same position because we faced a Michael Parsons-led defense and we put up 40 points. So you tell me this. Y'all saw the show. Y'all saw the show that the Dallas Cowboys put on. We played against what people consider the best defense in the NFL with Michael Parsons, without CeeDee Lamb, and we still put up a 40 burger. I mean, it means to tell me Cowboys may be 1 or 2 players true enough from becoming a complete unit. And to help us become a complete unit, Eberflus has to tighten up his defensive game plan because I think he's on the hot seat. Yeah, you're forcing Dak to score 40-plus points, but can y'all stop somebody on the other side of the ball? That's the problem. And y'all wasn't paying attention to the defensive schemes that they were running. I know. Our defense has to step up, Raymond. And the thing about it is, we were playing zone on one side, and they was letting Trayvon Diggs play man-to-man on the backside. Now it really wasn't working because they took advantage of the side that was running zone. Wherever Sanborn was running to, that's where they threw to. Pay attention. I watched the game in totality. Like I was telling a Green Bay fan, they wanted to talk so much noise to me as a Cowboy fan. I just kept looking at them and saying, I'm not against y'all. I'm thinking about my defense. My defense gave up 40 points in this Eberflus style of defensive scheme. We're not putting any pressure on the quarterback with a four-man front. Yes, the other two players that stepped up was James Houston and Jadeveon Young Clowney. Like I told y'all, I'm not expecting Clowney as the rookie. I'm expecting Clowney to step in and give me an effective time while he's here. And he pretty much showed a better defensive scheme than we have been using before. So Clowney is making the defensive front four play a little bit better. Yeah, Mr. Milton, Eberflus definitely has to go. Because the thing about it is, I got Green Bay on their heels. Green Bay has Michael Parsons, Pastor Crew. We put up 40 points against a Michael Parsons-led defense. So again, in my world, and a lot of more people were, if they can understand, Jerry won the trade. You got 5 people for one person. Ferguson, Bland, they're going to eventually have to pay the kicker. They're going to pay Pickens, who stepped up without CeeDee Lamb. The absence of CeeDee Lamb is the shocking part to let y'all know we got a real quarterback. Dak Prescott is playing his ass off. Excuse me, Pastor. But he is. People want to down Dakota. America tuned in on Sunday night to see 2 things. One, Michael Parsons to dominate the Dallas Cowboy offensive line to get to Dakota Prescott. 2, to see if Dakota Prescott will finally fail. But the offensive game plan was so great, set up by Schottenheimer, they kept Parsons at bay. And y'all heard the interview. Parsons told him, watch the film. That was so awesome of what you was doing. Watch the film. Dak was getting rid of the ball on time, and he was hitting the targets where he was supposed to hit. That's my quarterback. Y'all give me a few minutes. We got a couple of commercials coming up. We want to thank the sponsors for coming on and supporting my show. And y'all just stay tuned. We're going to talk in just a little bit. I'll be back in about 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Are you ready for some football? Football season's right around the corner. Guys, what better way to be in your backyard, watching football, watching the game, in your backyard?
If you're watching on
give me a call
YouTube
today.
right now, you'll be able to see all the commercials.
Also, watch football.
I told you so on YouTube. It'll come right up. Also on Twitch. Yeah, I'm going to talk about them hating on our quarterback right now. Just hold on a minute. I got a lot to say.
Give me a call today. I can get you in at home just in time, right before football season. I told you so.
Are you in the market for a car or truck? Look no further. Chris Cottenham makes your deal a breeze at Jimmy Grande Ford. Call Chris today at 318-925-3333 or 318-779-7328 and let him help you drive away happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you got back problems, migraine, Your joints are aching because you think you're getting old or old-fashioned. Well, maybe they are. But the thing about it is, you can't sleep at night. You're waking up with all these pains. What you need to do is call Jalen Ferguson over there at Alpha Performance and Wellness. Jalen can come out with his chiropractic work and get your body back in function the way it's supposed to be. Other stuff not working. Pain in your back, you're trying all kind of heating pads and all of this and that. Give Jalen a call and let him come get your body back in focus. And a huge shout out to Custom Pleasures. Yes, that's where I get my designer cowboy gear from. All of it. Even this right here, my blankets, she make a lot of things for me. And she even got the custom-made cowboy fans or the fan of your choice. If you need a money bouquet, or if you just need a reunion shirt, a church organization shirt, maybe you're going to a concert or something, you want an event shirt, give Cheryl Williams at Custom Pleasure a call. No matter across the nation where you are, how big the order, it doesn't matter. Give Cheryl a call and she'll get it done for you today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we faced the Jets this weekend. And the thing about it is, expect Sauce Gardner to match up all day with George Pickens because that's what he's been used to. The key thing is, Jalen Tolbert, I need you to continue to step up. I'm not a Tolbert fan. I would rather see Turpin get them snaps, which they are making Turpin more valuable in the Cowboy offense than other teams really expected us to do. They thought he was just a special teams gadget. No, Kevontae Turpin is a baller. And the more and more we're able to utilize Kevontae Turpin, the more and more Dakota Prescott is going to look like an MVP. I mean, you want to argue with it? I mean, we can't. They used to say, though, Dak couldn't hit the side of a barn with a wiffle ball bat. Oh, he couldn't do this or he couldn't do that. Dakota Prescott was responsible for 4 touchdowns on Sunday night. 4. What's his number? 4. Oh, he's my fantasy quarterback as well. And the thing about matching up against the Jets defense, defensive line, they front 4, they're tough. With Mr. Williams down there out of Alabama. They got a nice rush in, but we have to hold him at bay just like we did Parsons. And like I said, I mentioned Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is the most penalized cornerback in the NFL. Now, maybe we could take advantage of him with Pickens and Dak making the pass down to him. Or maybe we can take advantage of the middle with Ferguson, our tight end. Because Ferguson is coming around. We have an explosive offense, ladies and gentlemen. Do y'all really think the Jets are going to match up either with Tyrod Taylor or with Justin Fields at quarterback? Just be honest with yourself. I know I said this against Chicago, but that was Chicago Bears. I think Eberflus learned his lesson. But, we're also facing injuries. What's going on, Hank? We're facing injuries. Hooker got hurt the other night. Maybe that'll give Wanye Thomas a little bit more run at safety. Then you got to look at even Miles Sanders got hurt. Will that open up the door for Jaden Blue? He has to be more consistent in practice, because he has his up and down days. He has to stay up more, and Jaden Blue will probably get his run depending on Miles Sanders' health situation. And then Guyton. Guyton may still be hampered by the concussion because he's in concussion protocol. He's in concussion protocol. And the thing about it is, all those positions I named, we definitely have the backups capable of filling those spots because Nate Thomas did it this weekend for Guyton and for Terrence Steele. Y'all probably didn't pay attention to him. He was moving all over the offensive line. And then, like I said, with Sanders, we got Wanye Thomas. That'll give him a lot more reps at cornerback, which he's a lot faster, He can cover the deep third, and that's for Hooker. And with Sanders, Jaden Blue, you was a pickup in the fifth round. The fan base of the Cowboys wants you to get it together because you could be a valuable part to our offense with all the speed that you have. Paired up with Cavante Turpin, we could still be the greatest show on turf. The new edition, and that's the thing about it. And we still got the comeback players. The players that got to come back, guys, I don't want to rush them back. I'm speaking of the CeeDee Lamb, Overshawn, Revels, Booker, even Connor Beebe. Take your time. Get healthy. Yes, Rodney, Cavante Turpin is another weapon. And Flannery, number 19, he showed up in preseason and he came through on Sunday night. See, we're able to look at Dak Prescott perform without Sedarian Lamb. That's why I want America to pay attention. That's my quarterback. Y'all talked about the man making $60 million a year. He is the most scrutinized man in sports right now, other than LeBron James. Argue with me if you want to. He's the most scrutinized player in sports right now. Talking to Rain Prescott, Mr. White. They say Dak couldn't do this, Dak couldn't do that. Right now, they biting their tongue, eating crow pie because Dak is putting on an MVP type show. And all the people that surrounding him, they stepping up. Pickens know he got to get paid. You don't think Pickens putting on some all-star performances as well? 4 touchdowns. He wasn't getting no type of attention like this when he was in Pittsburgh. But the thing about it, Dak's spreading the ball out to everybody. But see, that's what we got to continue with our backups. In certain situations, it's the next man up. But in other situations, like at quarterback number 2, I'm not too trustworthy in Joe Milton. I truly want the Cowboys to do something to make a trade, make an acquisition till we get a solid number 2 quarterback. I would say go to get Jameson Winston. I don't know what the Giants' game plan is now that they've gotten Jackson Dart, but I'm going to talk about that in the next segment. But is going into the free agent market too early right now? Stephon Gilmore is still out there, and Justin Simmons is still out there too at safety. Should we be looking into that partake of the situation, guys? I don't know, because I'm still bent on the fact that Eberflus's defense, it don't work. So no matter who we put back there, our defensive backfield is going to continue to look confused. We have defensive backs that are used to pressure being applied to the quarterback, which at a lot of times throughout the game, they're going to be stuck out there on that island running that zone defense. And once you run a flood against a zone defense, we screwed. Eberflus don't make adjustments fast enough because you're right, Rodney. I don't trust our backup quarterbacks. But Eberflus need to go chase the other team quarterback. Put Sam Williams in there when we got 4 linemen. Put him in there to pick a spot to go get the quarterback. Give our defensive backs a chance, or shall I say our defensive personnel a chance to excel at what they do great at. And that's man-to-man. That's what we drafted them as. Why you think Bland had all those pick sixes? Why you think Diggs had all those pick sixes? Because they was in man-to-man. They wasn't sitting back there playing zone 80% of the time, which they're playing right now. We are not pressuring the quarterback from the front four. Why not send an extra man? Get the ball out of the quarterback's hand a lot quicker. We may have some turnovers. We got one turnover all year, ladies and gentlemen. One. It's Eberflus's defense. But I don't think we need to go in free agency so fast. And I also, because I know you guys don't like Elam right now. It's okay. It's not Elam's fault. And it's not necessarily the safety fault. The personnel that we have on the field is not a personnel that's used to playing passive. They're used to playing aggressive, making and causing turnovers. Again, we got one turnover all year, guys. One turnover. And right now, if we don't change the defense, Hank, if the defense continues to falter under Eberflus, Patrick White, Eberflus is going to be on the next plane out of Dallas. And I'm just going to say that. Because my offense, without CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott put up 40 points without Sedarian Lamb. Dak Prescott put up, in the Dallas Cowboy offense, put up 40 points without starting right guard Tyler Booker. Dallas Cowboys put up 40 points without starting center Connor Beaton. Well, how about to give Dak Prescott some credit? But I tell you what, I'm going to be right back with you in about another minute and 45. We're going to wrap this whole session up. Got a couple more commercials and a couple more sponsors I need to thank. Stay with me, Pat. I got a little bit more to talk to. I'll be right back.
Are you in the market for a car or truck? Look no further. Chris Cottenham makes your deal a breeze at Jimmy Grande Ford. Call Chris today at 318-925-3333 or 318-779-7328 and let him help you drive away happy.
Yeah, Eberflus is stubborn, right? That gray head roach don't know what to do.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Brooks, your mortgage broker. Whether you're looking to buy your first home, upgrade, or refinance, I make the process simple, fast, and stress-free. I have several lenders that I partner with. And what does that mean for you? Low rates, fast closings, and most importantly, someone who picks up the phone. I will be with you from pre-approval to closing. So contact me today. I'll be more than happy to help you get in your home. Number is 318-394-1406. Oh, and then I failed to mention, my average close time is 12 days. That's right, 12 days. You can be in your home in less than 2 weeks. Give me a call today.
Ladies and gentlemen, having trouble sleeping at night, migraines all day long. Say you're sitting in your office chair, your back is stiff, your neck get tired. You need to get your neck adjustment. You need to get your back realigned. I want you to reach out and give Jalen Ferguson a call at Alpha Performance and Wellness. He'll come out to you, get your body back working in order. Jalen Ferguson, Alpha Performance and Wellness. Give him a call today. And say you need some custom gear made up of your own choice that nobody else has. So like the CeeDee Lamb cap I have, nobody has. Like the October Cancer Awareness Cowboy shirt, We Them Boys. Or say you want a money bouquet. Or you wanted your own personal fan. You know, this them fans, them boots and them fans. Give Cheryl Williams a call at Custom Pleasures today. No matter where you are in the United States, no matter what size the order, Cheryl will get the job done for you today. Now we back. We're going to talk about some of these other teams, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now, I just mentioned the New York Football Giants. I told y'all back in April when y'all wanted to argue with me over the Shadua Sanders situation, which Shadua will possibly get a shot now that they're thinking about bitching Flacco and starting Dylan Gabriel soon. But I told y'all Jackson Dart was the most QB rated quarterback in the draft. Nobody wanted to listen to him. When he came up in the draft and it was the Saints' time to draft, I said when they passed on Jackson Dart, they was going to be in trouble. So when he got to New York, I even told America, you can go back and check my lives that Russell Wilson wasn't going to be the quarterback too long because Lane Kifflin is a true quarterback whisperer. Jackson Dart is going to have his ups and downs this season. Down simply because he doesn't have the receiving core now that Malik Neighbors has been sidelined for the season with a torn ACL. But the kid has a great upside. I told y'all about Jackson Dart in the spring. Oh, what's the name of this show? Oh, I told you so. You know, and others that are surfing, you know, Miami Dolphins, I know it hurts to see the cheetah go down. And the cheetah is one of my fantasy players. It hurt. You know, the fact of the matter that a lot of guys are ending their season early, shall I say, due to the injury bug. Each teams get hit. The 49ers took a hit. You know, the Cincinnati Bengals took a hit. Even the Cowboys took a hit. It's football. You know, we can't use the injuries as an excuse. It's truly noted as the next man up. But you got to take in account of these are players that keep their team stabilized. Now, will the Miami Dolphins bust up after this? You know, I hope the 49ers don't bust up due to the loss of Bosa. The Cincinnati Bengals are falling apart. They can't move the ball across the 50-yard line. But it's happened. And it's a small fire in Philadelphia. I don't know if y'all think y'all playing around with it because it's the second year in a row A.J. Brown is stirring up the charcoal in the nitroglycerin tank filled with gasoline. I mean, he's stirring it up. I mean, I don't know if winning takes the breath out of him or what's going to happen when they finally lose. Is he's going to blow up like people thought Pickens was going to do when he got to Dallas? Let's go back to Pickens. You know, y'all told me Pickens was a walking time bomb. All those people that said Pickens was a walking time bomb, are y'all sitting at home on y'all hands every time Pickens make a catch or a touchdown? That's go for the same people that talked about Dak Prescott and said Dak wasn't the one. Are y'all sitting at home right now with y'all hands under y'all ass, eating some crow pie? I mean, I'm just asking. You don't have to argue with me. You know, proof is in the pudding every time you turn on the TV of late. I'm just saying. You know, Philly, they got a small fire with A.J. Brown. It may not be ignited big enough yet, but if they happen to lose anytime soon, I expect A.J. Brown to blow up bigger than what Terrell Owens did. I'm just going to tell the truth. And then these teams that possibly are falling apart, the Owen teams, like the Saints. I don't want to talk about the Saints because it's unfair. I'm not going to keep harping on the point that you guys are tanking. It's okay. As a football fan, like I said, you guys should have drafted Jackson Dart. You missed on Dart. You should have drafted Shadua Sanders to put people in the stands. But you didn't. Even the Carolina Panthers are making a lot of noise. Yet alone, y'all see what Baker Mayfield is doing down there in Tampa Bay. Even though they lost this past weekend, Baker Mayfield is making an impact with the Buccaneers. You know, the Cowboys, we got our own problems that we got to fight through. You know, safeties. I want to talk about cornerbacks. I want to talk about my safeties. But the fact of the matter is, it's like Chinese arithmetic given to these guys, and they've been used to just plain ordinary everyday addition and subtraction. You know, the Eberflus defensive scheme at times have my defensive secondary looking confused and lost. And the thing about it is, you know, our defense got to be better, especially if we got a quarterback that y'all want to talk about who's putting on an MVP type season to get us in the playoffs. Because right now, we're not a playoff team. I'm going to just be honest. We can't stop running water if we had the screwdriver, the wrench, or we had the knobs on top of the sink. We can't even turn it off. We made the trade, got rid of Parsons. I say got rid of. Acquired Kenny Clark, brought in Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney is going to put up the numbers that we need him to put up. Don't expect no 9 sacks, no 8 sacks. You expect him to 3 or 4 sacks, a lot of good stops behind the line, a lot of leadership. And one key thing, Cowboy Nation, we got to get rid of Sanborn. So, Overshawn, we waiting on you. Because Sanborn got to be slow as his name sounds, Sanborn. Goodness gracious, the missed tackles that he could have had in the hole, it was only him and the damn running back. The running back made one move, Sanborn going the other way. Overshawn, Agent Zero, Cowboy Nation is waiting on you patiently. We don't want to rush you back. All the guys that are on the injury list that are coming back from Rebels, that's why we're not going into free agent, guys. That's why we're not going to spend these draft picks, because we got injured players returning. Yeah, he sucked camel balls, Rodney. But the thing about it is, we got guys coming back. Rebels coming back. He's been hurt all year. That's going to help the secondary. I like Wanye Thomas. Keep him out there. I even like Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson has been placed in a situation where he looks like he's the main one lost on every pass play. It's due to Eberflus's defensive scheme. And yes, Mr. Smith, James Houston has to continue to get time on the field. That's the thing about it. I would love to see a lot more of James Houston and Jadeveon Clowney at the same time. With Sam Williams, and Kenny Clark. With Osa. Yeah, I just named 5 people because I want Sam Williams to pick a spot to go rush the quarterback. Sam Williams has the same attributes if not the same speed as a Michael Parsons. Y'all just don't understand or give him the credit. He coming off an injury season. By game 6, maybe, he may got his wheels back under him the way he's supposed to be. Houston, they're starting Nealon right now. So I agree with you with Houston starting because Nealon is our other starter. And I'm not too bad about that, but Nealon doesn't right now at this point. I would even use Nealon to come in as the 5th man on the line to pick a spot to rush the quarterback. We got to pressure the quarterback because if we don't, that's what exposes our defensive backfield. Eberflus don't make those type of adjustments. He's wanting to get only pressure from the front four and then drop back the other 7 in the zone. Zone defense take too much time. We get to the quarterback, get the quarterback off his mark. That means we're going to make him throw early. Making him throw early means it's going to cause mistakes. And then you'll see Trayvon Diggs back there picking another ball off. You'll see Deron Bland back there picking the ball off, taking it to the house. It's the thing about you got to know who to point the finger at. It's not Bland. It's not Elam, even though we really wanted to blame Elam. It's not Donovan Wilson. I really wanted to blame Donovan Wilson. It's Eberflus' system. Yeah, you're right. Sam Williams can run them down. Sam Williams has that type of athletic skill set. He led the SEC in sacks, guys. That's how you got to learn your personnel. I know mine. He led the SEC in sacks out of Ole Miss. So we got a great pickup. He's just quietly coming into his own. He plays just as angry as Michael Parsons, but you got to put him in the right situation to succeed. You got to know your personnel. I'm not speaking to y'all. I'm just hoping Eberflus somehow gets this film. Know your personnel. Because if you don't know your personnel, you don't know what to take advantage of. Because God knows I'm waiting on Overshawn to come back. So we can get Sanborn ass out of there. Excuse me, Pastor. Sanborn right now is the weakest link, even though he plays good at certain times. But teams take advantage of him when they see him dropping back in zone. But Carson, I'm going to say this. In their defense, you're right. You're right, Karen. You need to be on special team. In their defense, in Elam defense, and in Bland defense, Diggs defense, and even in Donovan Wilson defense, maybe they're playing it that way, and they're telling the coach, "See, we did it your way. It's not working." Maybe they're doing it like that. It's reverse psychology. Am I correct? Maybe they just plan it out the way Eberflus calls it, and they say, "Coach, we did what you wanted us to do. It's not working." That's what I think. Because easily you can make adjustments and go to man, go rush the quarterback and get some pressure on the quarterback and turn this defense around. But guys, I'm down here to my last part of the show. I'm here to get my 3 picks of the week. Now, catch this. Now, understand these 3 picks or parlay are going to be based on the unders. And I'm explaining each one. Baltimore is without Lamar Jackson. They got Cooper Rush. I know about Cooper Rush at quarterback. Houston has one of the stingiest defenses in the league. They're not going to score many points up there in Baltimore, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take Houston and Baltimore in the under. Saints versus Giants. Jackson Dart just got through talking about it. Jackson Dart doesn't have a number 1 target to throw to due to Neighbors being injured for the season. The Saints offense is not really up to par where it's moving the ball, scoring points, a lot of points, but the Giants' defensive front four is mean. They still got the mean front four. I'm going to tell you, with the Saints and the Giants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go under 40.5 points. And my final pick for the week, we're going to go over to London, where they're going to be playing in the rainforest. Vikings versus Browns. The Browns got a shutdown defense. Vikings are going to be playing with a backup quarterback who suffered last week, throwing the ball away, letting the Pittsburgh Steelers put a thumping on them. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the Vikings and the Browns under 36.5 points. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Ezra Raku gets under his. Ezra Raku is going to be a monster. Give him time. But even they could put Ezraku in to just go rush the passer on a 4-man line, making him the 5th man. But Eberflus has to come up with this. I just hope he watches this show somehow. Pressure the quarterback, Eberflus. That's where my cornerbacks, my defensive backfield excels. I appreciate you guys for tuning in for another episode of I Told You So. Tune in next week. We coming back. We got to face these Jets. Jets, Jets. Hopefully we coming back and we talking with a victory. Until then, keep your head up and your prayers up. Yeah, buddy.
Bugs on the mic, you know the show. Turn it up loud, let the whole world know. Straight out of Rustin, repping on the flow. Dallas Cowboys on my chest, let the star glow. Bugs got the podcast, speakers on blast. Talking about the game, every moment gon' last.